the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season. Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Here we go! 70, Indy. 59. Score! Go.
Throwing on first down is Manning. Forced out to his left. Now he'll pull it down. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
6-6, pull it high. 5.
And he'll give it here to his running back. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
Here we go. 10 Lobo.
46 for Mike, 46.
Hey, exit.
On first and 10, Herbert. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
Back to throw now on second and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Let's go now. The outlaw. Go. Hey, echo.
46, Mike, 46. Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
Off play action. Herbert. He sets to fire deep. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 33 yards that time. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Running game working, they'll stick with it on 1st down. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Check out, Bravo.
They run it for the first time with Tony Pollard. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially, no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
It's now 3rd and 8.
Set, ready? 60 or. Hey, Delta.
Let him know, let him know. 59's Mike, 59's Mike. Check, 59. Let's go, defense. Hey, man up.
Protein spill.
Back. Watch the ship.
Go.
Watch the ship.
Shoot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 12 yards that time, and a Bills 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Mike, check. 59.
Ready?
Right back to him on 1st down. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the 1st quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when.
And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And it's now 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the 1st half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. To throw on 3rd down. Herbert. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The DN, Jonathan Allen, making sure his presence is felt.
The competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
That's taken on the 25. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And the Bills are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, high 7.
Patrick. Alert 3.
Rock it. Hey, zoom.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
Get him, boy.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
10-2 soft.
I got you, boy.
Look, squeeze. Smooth.
Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Let's go.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
Is here.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Their own 25-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Thomas, the intended target, and now it's third down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 17-0 our score after one. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And it's fielded at the 34. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for three, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get three, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. And they will finally haul him down at the Dolphins' 8. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they've come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, it makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it?
And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Tony Pollard, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Elliott good on the extra point. And the rout is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Hey, orbit. Snap.
Looking to throw on second down. Herbert. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Back to throw. Herbert nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9.
Bravo!
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Going up top. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Mike 56.
Mike, Delta.
Double dog. That's the way.
Get it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
Well, it didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he... He saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Ronnie, 15 line.
Check curls. Kill. Hey, switch gears.
Roll out. Go. It is.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this one down near the 15. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Set up. 30 base.
59. I'm coming.
5.
59 Mike. Check. 59. It's just me and you.
Steve Griffin.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be brought down shy of the first down marker at the 11th. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. Good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the 1st down run. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
70, Indy, hard.
On second down now. It's Taylor, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. From the gun, Herbert. And he comes back with one complete. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up. From the gun on 3rd down. Herbert, he's going to let this go for the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point right down the middle, and that will get them one closer. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
58, Mike. Oh, here we go.
This time they'll just keep this on the ground. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D.
Throwing is Manning on 3rd down. Wheaton's got it. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
Let's go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 29-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Quit talking about it and bring it.
Here's 2nd and 8. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
It's in the game.
Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
We play to win. Let's go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They'll come up now on a second and long after the hold.
Topper! Go!
52, Mike, 52. You got nothing.
Hey, Charlie!
You got nothing.
Off the play fake. Herbert. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. And a big play there on second down, but we do have a flag on the field. This is in the area where it might be coming back. Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty. Operating from the gun. Herbert. Room past the 20. Throwing the comeback route. He's got the hook up to Thomas. As he's all the way up to the 24-yard line. A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for third down. Looking to throw. Herbert escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. The last run got a couple. Here's second and 8.
Blue draw corker.
Let's get off the field, D.
Bam!
Check. Kill. Check.
Yes!
Now a handoff here to his running back. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. On play action. Now Manning. Flushed out right. And that will be incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Ed Oliver in there to get him. That is the 6th time that they have sacked him tonight. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Back to throw. Herbert. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And it'll be intercepted. Snags it for the pick.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. Hey, 58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic. Watch the back.
So after the INT, it's Manning. Finding Knox there, complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Hey, box truck. Ready.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
58, the money.
Bravo. Hit it.
To throw, it's Manning. Space to maneuver at the 40. Over the middle, it's complete. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
Hey, Delta.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the third.
Match box, right.
At the 47-yard line.
Go.
58's the money. Go 58's the money.
5.
2nd and 5 now. Manning, he'll rifle this one deep right side. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
218, chop it. 5.
SOS. Save.
Reach now.
From the gun, it's Manning. Eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory as they're down to the 29-yard line. A little bit of space there for the first down run as that's going to get him about 5 yards. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Hey, stand on. Let's go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4.
Watch the pass.
Hey, Haywood. Get it.
Working from the gun, Manning. His throw caught at about the 5. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
Hey, I-7.
I'm going back to you.
22 jet bombers. 22 jet.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've got an answer for it.
Hey, zoom.
Manning now on 3rd and goal. Flush to his right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills will add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
The Dolphins take over. Let's go! At their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of...
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Third time tonight he's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. This ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But yeah, to be frank, just a dominating. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
The Bills on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 10. This one complete into the hands of Higgins. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. And they pick up 25 as they convert on third.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Ready, ready. 10 logo. Hey, exit on the ball.
58's the mic. 58's the mic. So we got man. 58, boys. 58. 58's Mike. Watch a slant. Watch a slant. Watch a slant.
Shotgun now for Manning. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. They're still throwing the football here. And obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
Got it.
The Bills on third down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever.
Hey, Charlie. Get it.
Now Manning. And that is incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Ready, ready.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jonathan Allen able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Looking to throw. Herbert. Thomas has got it. Complete. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there. 76 yards. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will shave 1 more off this lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now a pass hauled in downfield. Oh, the big play's going to get even bigger as those penalty flags are down, and I believe they're going to get a face mask penalty tacked on. They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
Now a handoff looking right. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up. Good gain there on first down. It keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. A great play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured a lot.
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Elliott now to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Herbert. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Hustle, hustle, get it.
Back to throw. Herbert. Now a desperation throw deep, and this will be caught at the 30. That goes for a gain of 31. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, Herbert, he's going to let it float, and this is caught. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. In for the score. And the Dolphins are able to draw a bit closer.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And some room to maneuver. The 30, the 20. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be reaper.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And all the way down to the 35. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those